afternoon, everyone. This is Kevin Gianni from the Renegade Health Show, and today is February, what's today, 13th? Oh, it's Friday the 13th, huh?
Friday the 13th.
Doesn't matter. If you're superstitious, let it go a little bit. Anyway, today we have a very special guest on the show. I came down to Staten Island because I wanted to do a little bit of consultation about my own health, and I had gotten Rory Dean on the phone, who was working very closely with Dr. Fred Bisci, and so today we have Dr. Fred Bisci on the show. So instead of Fitness Friday, we're going to talk to really one of the most premier nutritionists that we've talked to in a really long time, and we're really excited to have him on the show. So, Dr. Fred Bisci, I want to welcome you.
Oh, thank you very much, Kevin. And this is very, very exciting to be on your show. What I'd like to speak about today briefly is that I think in this country we came to there's a very serious impasse going on here now, where I would like to be able to reach out to mainstream America to make them realize that it's time for us to accept the fact that we have to go beyond what's being done as far as prevention of disease. I think we're in a situation where it's similar to the Dark Ages, where people are in darkness. They didn't realize that they had the right to live a full and rich life in the 15th century. In the beginning of the 15th century, in the illumination of the human mind, people started to become aware that they had rights to have a full life, and they were being kept under the dominion of the aristocracy of the church. Something similar exists today. The average person today does not realize that we have a right to live a very healthy, glorious life, to slow down our aging process, to be relatively free of disease. Everybody's living under the impression that they could just go about their merry lives and continue eating the standard American diet, and then if they get sick, they can go see their doctor, and the doctor's going to be able to correct their problem. That is not true. We are really living under the dominion of the pharmaceutical companies, and to some degree the medical community and the food giants. We have to get away from that. We have to be able to become aware that the human body has fantastic God-given remedial capabilities. It has the ability, beyond what a lot of people would believe, to keep us healthy, relatively free of disease, and if we do develop a disease and we initiate this process, we might have a very, very good chance of recovery. Well, people are talking about the whales being an endangered species, and the wolves in certain parts of the world are being endangered, and the hawks are endangered. Well, they don't realize that right now, man is becoming the endangered species. We're losing more people now to disease. Cancer, we're not winning the war on cancer. It's getting progressively worse. More and more people are having to go for bypass surgery. They're getting type 2 diabetes is out of control. We are getting sicker. Even though we're living longer in a disease state. More people are getting Alzheimer's disease. You name it, we're getting sicker. What I'm trying to tell you here is that we have the ability, with a lifestyle change, to avoid 85 to 90% of these diseases. A lot of these problems are not genetic. We have to come to understand that we have the ability to change our genetic expression by changing our lifestyle. If you change your lifestyle, you get into eating a diet of more fresh, raw foods. You get rid of all the processed foods. You start to realize that the human body is governed by natural law. We are meant to live according to natural law. Once you do that, you're giving the body the most ability that far beyond what we imagine to live a tremendous life. I'm so passionate about this because I see what can really be done. And I see how it's worked for me. Very shortly I'll be 80 years old, and I have to say, I feel absolutely wonderful. And I'm still planning my future. Mm-hmm. Most people, they're not planning their future. No. Not at all. So, if you're thinking about going into a raw food diet, which is fabulous, make sure that you understand the long-term ramifications. You understand where the pitfalls would be later on in life. Don't succumb to any promotional hype or anything that seems outlandish, because it probably will be outlandish. You want to do this in a very, very balanced way. It's not just about food. You don't want to just become obsessed with what you're putting in the mouth, because that can become a disease in itself. The key is to try to consult with somebody that has some kind of a clinical experience. And if you want to eat 100% raw, to consult with somebody that has a clinical experience that has been eating 100% raw, not 75% raw,
right.
100% raw. To be balanced, learn to have a great social life. You want to get out there and enjoy your life and experience many different things. You don't want to just stay home and think about what you can eat in the next 5 or 10 minutes. You want to be able to use your dietary lifestyle to lead a full, rich life, to enjoy your life and live it to the fullest. Try to live in the moment. Try to heal from your past. And by living in the moment and leading an intelligent life to prepare for your future. Try to understand detox. Understand what it is to eat a real good diet and to be spiritually grounded. At this point in my life, the most important thing is my spiritual life. That is more important than anything else. I personally don't even think that much about food. My spiritual life is what keeps me on the path, the journey that I have chosen. Everybody's has the right to choose their own path. But if you put the whole package together, detox, a clean, vibrant lifestyle, a great spiritual life, it's going to have a lot to do with your genetic expression. It's going to have a lot to do with fears and phobias and anxiety and worried about the world situation and what's going on in the economy. We can adjust to all that very, very easily. We can live a rich, full life, a healthy life, slowing down the aging process under just about any circumstances when we take charge of our own life and realize that we do have dominion over our own circumstances.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing that. We have a question of the day at the end of each show. So what I'd like to do is maybe if you can maybe think of a question that you'd like to ask the audience so they can respond on the blog post. What do you think would be a good question that could get someone thinking about their own health or about something that they may need to look at?
Well, I have found out that a real problem, there are many people that want to institute changes in their life, but they're kind of confused by all of the controversial information out there. Mm-hmm. But I think the most important thing with a lot of people that I see is a person has to be a willing participant in their own recovery. Are you being a willing participant in your own recovery? Are you evaluating the situation, analyzing why you're not totally happy and comfortable with what you're doing the research, making your choices, and then taking charge of your life, being a willing participant in your own recovery, and start and educate yourself so you're making choices based on your own decisions, well-informed decisions, rather than just following somebody and trying to live out their life based on their own experience. What I do is I meet people where they're at, and I try to enable them to go on this journey and have their own experience, and they can educate themselves. This way, they can determine their own destiny to a large degree.
Where can someone find out more information about you?
Or they could go to my website. Yeah. It's Fred Bisci for Health.
Getting cues over here.
Yeah, you don't want more phone calls. FredBisci4Health.com.
It's the number 4.
Right. And they can also reach me at my office, 718-979-7950. But it's best to go to the website. We got a new website, the homepage, wealth of information on there.
Great.
And we're coming out with a new documentary. It's a fabulous documentary. People have recovered from major issues. It's going to be local here in Staten Island, and either local colleges or possibly in one of the theaters. Wow. It really is a great documentary.
Great, and we'll be talking about that too when it comes out. So, well, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you very much.
This is Kevin Gianni from the Renegade Health Show. Go ahead and post down below the question that Fred asked. Together we can change the health of the world, one show at a time.